Hello, y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. We are ready, you guys, to have this reality chat. We're going to play this intro. JoJo Speaks is back. So, y'all know
Yes,
we're about to have some fun and some facts.
absolutely. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV's church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
All right, y'all. Come on in the room. Let's have this fun conversation. All right. So, today we're going to be covering Housewives of Potomac. Y'all know the reunion is out. Y'all know that
hmm
reunion. I listen. I think which always the third one is always the best one.
Always, yes.
That's what they do. That's what they do. But Gordon is about to tell us what happened, Gordon. What happened?
I have no idea what it's going to be. And for some reason, I had an inkling that they would actually run it until he actually mentioned it and then allow him to explain in the next episode. But of course, no, they keep us waiting until next week so we see exactly what it is that he's going to reveal. So I'm very interested in understanding. I hope it's not anticlimactic. That's what I'm assuming it probably will be. But, we won't know till we know.
We won't know till we know. You know them, Bravo. Listen, this ain't their first time at the rodeo. They know how to do this thing.
Okay.
This suspense thing, they know how to do that well.
And something tells me that it can't be that big because I'm thinking we probably would have found out about it before it actually comes out because a lot of stuff gets leaked when it comes to these reunions. So something tells me that it's not that major, but maybe it is to him. So we'll see. We'll see.
But they had some tears. But you know how reality shows do now. The tears we may think be what Gordon said, but Gordon was crying, so I guess it will be. But
It's all in the editing. It is all in the editing.
well, we don't talk about this. What's happened on the program today? So, Jonathan, do you want to get into Real Housewives of Potomac since we started there, or do you want to do Summer House,
We,
Martha?
we can start. We can start with Housewives of Potomac. That's completely fine with me.
All right, let's do it. Okay, what's your thoughts on him besides poor Gordon? Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
I have to say, I found it so interesting that Mecca seemed like the mediator amongst the girls. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like she was the voice of reason, which really surprised me because she came at Wendy so hard. And for her to be like the peacemaker at this point, I don't know where to fit Mecca in my thoughts concerning her. It seems like the attorney in Mecca is really showing herself in this
Ooh,
reunion. But I love the fact that she was trying to tell Robin, when it comes to things like colorism, we have to have this conversation because, Mecca, as a dark skinned young woman, she feels as though the conversation is important as well. And I also I felt a lot for Robin when she got emotional concerning
yeah.
the colorism topic,
Mhm.
because I can imagine that it does affect it. It, of course, is going to affect her more than any of the other women because she comes off as a white woman. When you just look at her and she doesn't really speak that much, a lame person would think that, maybe she is a white woman, but of course we know better. So I thought that was really, really, really interesting to see Robin get so choked up at that colorism topic. But I understand why she would take it so hard because I'm sure she's the one who would probably get the most backlash, Giselle being probably number two in that subject. But I thought that was really revealing. What did you think of Robin getting so emotional when that topic came up?
Listen, it showed that Robin really was hurt by that. Hey, Lady Virgo, how you
Hey,
doing?
Lady Virgo.
She said, "My happy solar eclipse day, everyone."
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of clips online about the solar eclipse. I forgot it happened today, child.
It was such a beautiful day out today. I was like, I told my husband because we had to do one appointment, and it was like 12 noon, and I said, "Let's run to this appointment and run back home because we got to lock ourselves in." And so
Yes.
We ran out there and as we were driving, I was like, it is such a beautiful day. Why is everybody locked in the house? So,
Right. Yeah.
but it is what it is. Hey, Dustin, thank
Hey,
you for
Dustin.
being here. Appreciate you. Listen, Dustin say, love your shirt, Jonathan.
Thank you. American Eagle, where I used to work back in the day. Yes, American Eagle. I'm sporting it today. Absolutely. Thank you, Dustin.
I love it. I love it. Well, here's my thing. Robin, listen, I really felt for Robin because you could tell she really, that thing really hit her.
It
Um,
did.
because we don't know what she had to deal with as far as comments, as far
Right.
as inboxes, DMs, and all that stuff. But Robin she's married to, Juan. He's not the darkest of dark, but
Right.
still, he is, a black man. And
Hmm.
so I can see it hurt. And I'm glad they started that conversation again because there needed to be more of definement conversation on it. And I don't know if we'll have time today to cover it all, but I'm gonna do more conversation on that because Candace did say, which Wendy backed her up. th-
Hmm.
she said it in the last reunion that she's not saying any of you are colorism or
Right.
colorist, but because she said it on a platform and was talking about Giselle and Robin at the time, a lot of people didn't hear that part and they just grasped that, hey, you talking about Robin and Giselle. And that's why
Exactly.
they took the heat. And Candace added to Giselle, your white privilege A,
Hmm.
white looking privilege A or something to that effect. And so
Right.
that's where people really got on Candace about that. And Candace took a lot of heat in social media
Hmm.
regarding that too. A lot of people were not happy with that. And a lot of people started talking about their own thoughts about what she said. And quite a few of them were really not happy with that whole conversation. I still say, and I think I said this before, I think Candace still has some emotional feelings about how she was brought up. Maybe the girls, that she went to school with were not nice to
Hmm.
her and treated her bad, and maybe they were of a lighter complexion. And I
Right.
think she still has that hurt from that, and so she may be looking at people who are lighter skin. And don't forget the Grand Dame is right there along. She light too, and
Right.
so she may, when she gets angry, it may take her to that dark place and she don't realize that's where she's coming at. And then she's got Wendy, who is her BFF on the show, who's of darker complexion. And so
Okay.
she's rallying like, okay, it's those dark girls against the light girls. But that's not what the girls are saying. Robin and
Right.
Bill and Karen and Ashley, they're saying that's not what we're about here. And I am glad that NECA chimed in. NECA didn't have much to say, but when she did speak, it was worth listening to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that Wendy checked Karen because Karen actually said if any cast is right for this conversation of colorism, it's the Housewives of Potomac. And Wendy said, no, no, no. Because when you have racists who don't want to have the conversation and don't want to specify the reason why we're putting that label on you, when the people in our group are not willing to accept the fact that they have something to do with the reason why we're having this conversation, then there's no need to have the conversation. I love the fact that Wendy said that because they act as though they're right for the conversation, but when you don't want to own up to your actions that create the reason for this conversation, then what's the use of having the conversation? So I love the fact that Wendy said that. What did you think about that?
I think that I understand Wendy's point of that also, but I don't think she should have shut Karen down with not having the conversation.
It was a
I
little harsh.
Yeah, I think what she should have done, because again, Wendy is the darker complexion person talking to the lighter skinned person.
Hmm.
So I don't think that Wendy realized how harsh she did come across, because what
Yeah.
I believe Karen was simply saying was the platform
Yes,
was good to talk
exactly.
about it. And the
Exactly.
platform is good. And they are ladies who are reaching the masses as far as viewers. I think that's where Karen was coming from. But
Right.
Wendy may not have understood that part, and she took it somewhere different. I'm hoping that she'll look at this and again and go to Karen and say, listen, that's not what I meant to do, because Karen has been a friend to Wendy. Even though they
Right.
started off rocky, she's been a friend and she's been a support. So I think that we really need to have a colorist specialist
Hmm.
to really be a part of the conversation. And that would
Right.
be great if if Bravo could bring them on scene one day for one of the upcoming Housewives shows, to sit down and have it on camera and have that conversation. That would be excellent, in my opinion, for them to do something like that, to get some more clarity on it. Because right now what we're listening to is Candace is hurt because she feels as though she's the one that's been attacked. And
Hmm.
Wendy is feeling like her friend Candace is hurt. And Wendy is also feeling as though there's some colorism per se, but she's not saying it's the girls. And
Right.
then Robin and Giselle, Ashley and Karen are like, listen, we didn't do that. We're your friends. We're not understanding where that came from. And so maybe some more in-depth delving into it would get the ladies to understand where Wendy and Candace are coming from.
Right, exactly. And I think because the conversation is so uncomfortable, that's
Yeah.
the reason why we never got really that far within the conversation. I don't know if you remember, but last year's reunion, when Andy introduced the conversation, he said that the girls had the option to have an expert in the matter to
Right.
facilitate the conversation, but they decided to have Andy do it instead. And I feel as though that would be so much more impactful if they had someone who was an expert at the actual subject itself to facilitate the conversation. I think it would go a lot further. But you know, Candace is not going to be here next year, so we don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Hmm. Yep. And also Robin is not going to be back from what we're
Right.
hearing. So we're not sure. But listen, we're gonna have to check it out and see what comes up. But I don't want the ladies feeling like there is any form of disrespect or any form
Hmm.
of hatred or any form of dislike with them, because these are still great, powerful African American women, regardless of the tone of their skin. They are
Exactly.
still beautiful African American women. And
Right.
I think as a black culture, thank you, Holy
Hmm.
Spirit, we put too much focus on the tone of our skin than the outsiders do. And
Right.
so we hurt our own culture by doing that. And that's something that has been happening since way back in slavery days,
Hmm.
when the lighter skinned people would be inside the house and the
Right.
darker skin would be outside. And sometimes some of the lighter skinned people, some stories, they look down on the darker skinned people
Hmm.
because of that position. And so we as a culture created that within ourselves, and we're still doing it till today. So we
Right.
do need to have an awakening to say, listen, it's not the outside people that's doing this. We're doing this to ourselves. Let's fix it.
Right. And you know, this conversation isn't specifically for African Americans. Asians have the same
Yeah,
conversation. Lighter skinned Asians are given a little bit more privilege. Even with Caucasians, some who may have a little bit of color, of course, they're automatically labeled as Black themselves. But that's the conversation in itself. Something else that I wanted to point it out,
yeah,
Regina, that I wanted your comments on.
yeah.
When Andy asked Karen if she felt as though she should have spoken up at the table when they were discussing Wendy and Candace making faces at Giselle concerning her daughter going off to college. And Andy was like, do you feel like you should have done more? Why is it that you think that they put all these expectations on Karen to be the mother hen of the show, to bring everyone together? Do you think that's fair for them to expect that out of Karen? Because I don't think it is.
I don't think it's fair, but I think they're trying to hold her to her grand dame title. But I
Mm,
don't think that it's fair to put that on Karen, because if you put that on Karen, you need to put it on each one of the girls, because they're all
exactly.
on this set together. Karen didn't raise her hand and say, I'm going to be the grand dame and the liaison between all disputes. She didn't
Right.
say that. So I don't know why Andy is looking at Karen to be the one to say, hey, don't talk about Giselle about this and get in the middle of it. Karen is living her best life. And she
Right.
is this triple 60, triple or 20. You do not want to be getting in the middle of stuff. When we reach that age, we are like, I
Hmm.
don't care what they're doing over there. Let me go over here and be happy over here. And I meet y'all when the cameras are rolling, and I say hello a little bit when the cameras are off, but I'm not getting in the middle of the mess. So I don't know why Andy would do. Why didn't Andy do it? Why didn't Andy say, hey, why did you do that to her?
Right, exactly. Well, I think because Andy understands the reason why Wendy and Candace was making those faces, and he understands that they really had no interest in coming for Giselle's actual daughter, whereas then their issue lies with Giselle herself. And I think Andy understands that, but he's just asking the question for the reunion to
Yeah,
make up, so another topic to talk about. So I think
that's
that's all
what
that
you're doing.
is.
Lady Virgo said, "Hey, hey." She said, "Hey, Regina. Hey, Jojo. I've missed you so much."
We miss you
We
too, Lady
miss you too.
Virgo.
She also said it might be because she is allegedly the oldest of the group of the ladies, out of the group of the ladies. Now, it could be that also. And it also could be, I don't know what is Karen's role as far as is she a EP on the set? What does she have to do with the show? Who put this all together? Does she have any that part? I don't know. But
I think
I think it's,
Karen carries herself the way I wish Mariah would have carried herself on Married to Medicine.
oh, yeah.
Um, because that's what she gives. She gives off like she's the HBIC. You know what I'm saying? That term that was coined by the iconic New York Tiffany Pollard.
Woo!
Because that's just the way that she carries herself, as if she is in control.
Mhm,
And I think that's another reason why Andy asked her that question, because it seems like you are the leader of you, like you're in charge of the girls, as the gay would say, as the gays
mhm.
would say. You know what I'm saying? That's what she gives off. So I
Mother.
understand why they have those expectations of Karen. However, it is not her job to be the mediator of every single conflict that goes on in the group. That is not Karen's specific job, and they can't put that on her.
Yeah, it's not. The ladies are grown. They need to solve
Right?
these disputes amongst themselves. Now,
Exactly.
if Karen wants to put some input, then that's her opinion
Right.
and her choice to do that. Just like me, if I'm in a group of people and somebody's talking about my friend, and I'd be listen. And if my friend is like Giselle, who always got this mouth, I'd be like, girl, handle that, handle that. You know, if I have something to say, then I'll say it. But to just point me out that I need to defend you and fight your battles for you, I don't think I'm doing all that. I don't think I'm doing all that part. Mm-mm.
Right, exactly. So something else that I wanted to mention.
What's that?
Andy asked Mia if she felt as though she was wrong for coming at Robin for allegedly hiding her issues, whereas behind the scenes, Mia had all of this stuff going on that we had no idea about. And Mia said, well, I did tell Robin that I filed for divorce. So do you think that was a little bit of a double standard for Mia not to give us all this information concerning her marriage, as opposed to talking about Robin and her issues?
Listen, I think Mia gave us more about her information than some of the other ladies have given
Thank
us.
you.
Given us the most. What
Because it came out. She put it on camera, honey.
she has given us so much. So I don't know why they're trying to come for Mia. She done gave us a lot.
So much more than Robin. And Robin's been
So
on
much
this show this entire season, and all we saw was a couple clips of her and Juan kind of having some halfway conversations about it, where Juan was peddling his lies again. But Mia put it all out there on Front Street.
more.
So if anything, Mia has given so much more than Robin has. So I was a little upset at the fact that Andy brought that up to Mia the way he did.
Yeah. Lady Virgo said, because we still can't verify anything about Mia. I'm so sorry. That's what she said.
Well, I mean that is true. We really don't know who Mia is, and this whole timeline of her relationship with Ink really doesn't add up to me.
No.
I think she wants to put off as though she only got with Ink when Gordon started to go his depression thing, but that was literally 2 years ago. Whereas you and Ink have been, cohabitating and doing your
10 years.
person thing for years.
10 years they're
So
alleging.
yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm glad that they discussed the fact that Ink thinks that one of Mia's children is technically his. We don't
Oh,
have DNA proof. We don't have that proof, but they were saying that that child looks just like Gordon. So I don't know what will come out of that. Because if
I'm
he still
hoping.
thinks he's the father, he might want a paternity test child.
Oh, maybe that's what Gordon is crying about, Jonathan. Maybe he
It
found out that
could.
that is his baby.
Well, Mia didn't confirm or deny whether Ink was the father or not. So who knows? That could be it.
But maybe they went ahead and had a DNA test because now that Mia is dating Ink, maybe
Hmm.
Ink was like, listen, I need to know. And maybe they had a DNA test. And maybe that's why Gordon said, well, listen, we want to share this news. And
Right.
maybe that's why he was crying because they found out that the baby is really his. Let's see if it is right.
It
If it is
could
right, we're
be.
going to run this clip. We're going to run this clip that Jonathan and Regina figured it out.
Yes, yes. Okay.
We're going to run it. What is that? Gordon found out that the baby is his. That's what we're going to do.
Right. And I also wanted to mention the fact that Candace and Ashley seem to be on such good terms compared to their
No.
previous seasons. And, I think it might be attributed to growth. And also, it might be attributed to the fact that Candace just has so much more of a problem with Giselle and Ashley at this point, Giselle and Robin, rather. At this point, where she just had to let go of that stuff that she had with Ashley, and Ashley really hasn't been trying to come for Candace since this whole thing with Chris went down. So I'm enjoying seeing Candace and Ashley on good terms. Are you?
I am. Listen, when I see Ashley, every time I watch the reunion this season, and I see I'm not Candace, Ashley sitting on the edge in the corner, I'm like, that's where she need to be because she's such a stirrer. She does stir up so much mess. It's like when I look at her on TV, I'm like, don't even shine the light fully on her. Let her be in a little shade, a little dark, because that's how she was on the show.
Right.
I'm still blaming her for this NECA stuff, but. Talking about Chris, I thought it was very, very rude of Robin to say, "Oh, what about the D pick? What about the D pick?" Robin, y'all
Right.
just had a conversation about you and Candace trying to get a resolve and y'all going through your differences, and then you're going to bring this up. Robin, you didn't even want them talking about Juan in the laundromat. And you're going to bring up this alleged D pick, and then you're going to say, oh well, yeah, the girl, she said that she had some, I don't know, some alleged affairs or something with Chris. Then
Mhm.
she retracted it, and then she said no, she removed the retraction. I'm like, really, Robin, why are you stirring up this mess? The show is over. We're not trying to hear that now. You should
Yeah,
have said all that mess on the show.
I think that's just a matter of Robin having a double standard, as well as
Mhm.
Robin taking any moment that she has to feel as though she has a comeuppance, to feel as though she's gaining some points, she's going to take that take that route. Just as when she came for Karen in the first episode, when she said, "Oh, so you don't remember who you slept with?" and Karen had that quick comeback, "No, that's Juan." Okay, so Robin's going to take her chances when she feels like she has an inkling to get in there and get a jab in, just so she can have a moment on the reunion, and it always comes flat. It always falls
It
so
does.
flat for Robin.
Mhm.
And I hope that she, even though she's not coming back to the show, I hope she learns a lesson from that to know if this ain't your gig, if this is not your rodeo, then don't try to act as though you're true to this because you're basically new to this, even though you're 9 seasons in.
Yeah, that was very rude. I said, why would you do such damage like that, even though it's alleging and all this mess? And even if Chris did do that, Robin, you're trying to sit down. I could see Andy is trying to get the ladies to come to a better place with each other. And
Right.
then you say some mess like that because you still mad at Candace. And again, thank you, Holy Spirit. This is why Robin keeps getting attacked in her relationship because she
Hmm.
out there messing with other people's relationship.
Right.
So that's, and listen, and Juan not even at the reunion. So you should have been asking yourself, what is he doing? Where is he
And
at?
And if I wish that some of the husbands would have spoken up when Andy asked, what do you guys think about the fact that Juan never comes to the reunions and you guys are
Mhm.
here every single season? But that's like men, you know what I'm saying? That's what men do. They sort of kind of don't care about what other men do and how they really conduct themselves. And so they're just like, that's just Juan business. He gonna do what he wanna do. But I wish I would have heard at least one man say, something concerning that question that he asked. Were you disappointed that none of the men spoke up concerning Juan not being there?
I think I heard somebody, I don't know if it was in a green room or what. I was doing something at the time listening to the show. And I think one of the husbands said, I'm here. I support my wife, I think it was Gordon. Gordon was
I think
like,
it was Gordon. Yes.
I'm here and she's my ex-wife, I think he said, and
Yes,
I'm
he
still
did.
here supporting. Listen, Juan ain't gonna do it if he ain't got to do it. But listen, so Juan done so much allegedly. I would be concerned if I was Robin sitting at a 3-day reunion or however long it takes him to do that, and Juan out
Right.
there playing in them streets all by himself, no traffic lights, no crossing guards, none of that.
No
Be like,
stop times, no speed humps, no nothing.
come on now. I would be like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. But she want to go after Candace, talking about an alleged picture. Well, we knew where Candace's husband was. He was right there with
Okay.
Candace. We knew that
Absolutely.
much. So Robin, stop being messy. Stop. And that's why people's house I'm just say this in general. If you want to see somebody's house be real messy, keep trying to go in somebody else's house and mess it up, because your house will be the messiest one. Because that karma
Right.
come back on you so bad. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I
Oh,
want to
wait.
touch on.
Lady Virgo said, I told you guys a few lives ago, Mia face, lips, body, and now Karen's lips. They all need some type of DNA testing. I'm so sorry. She
I
also
want.
said, does Juan, the roommate, still even exist at this point, guys? Listen, we're going to find out after the cameras finish, after the whole thing finish. We're going to try and find out. Go ahead,
Yes,
John.
I want to touch on two more things really quickly. What was your reaction to Candace crying while Giselle was talking about the fact
I
that
got
her
that
father
clip.
died? And it seems like Giselle was not affected by that at all. It seems like she totally ignored that fact, that she showed a little bit of empathy for her. What were your thoughts on that whole situation?
I hated that Giselle. You mean the part where Candace was crying and then she was like, "Oh, the tears."
Yeah.
The tears were, yeah. I have that, and I have that. I'm gonna cue that up because I really want to talk about this. Giselle, that was messy.
Hmm.
That was very messy. And I think Giselle missed an opportunity for her and Candace to resolve some of their differences.
Yes.
But I think also I understand Giselle was probably so hurt still.
Right.
That's why she came out swinging like that. But it hurt me to see that Giselle reacted that way,
Hmm.
because I would have expected more from Giselle as far as compassion,
Hmm.
being that her father has passed away and somebody is
Right.
shedding tears on that platform. Robin wasn't shedding no
Somebody.
tears. Right.
Somebody.
Karen wasn't shedding no tear,
No.
from that moment. So let me go ahead and we gonna play this here, because this was really something else.
In the here and now,
Yeah.
what do you need from Robin to move forward? And I want to ask you the same question.
I don't have any tissue.
I do.
Oh, not tears.
Giselle.
Tears.
Down.
I do. Come on.
Tears.
Okay,
tears,
come on.
tears. Them fake tears be coming.
Okay.
You don't need to be a neighbor. Stop.
Okay.
I mean, and I want to say,
Hold on. I
Okay.
just want to hear from her, and then I want to hear from you. I'm trying to.
okay.
Tears.
It's about
That was kind of
Robin
mean.
and Candace.
Giselle.
It was
Stop
kind
this
of
mean
mean.
girl.
Kinda mean.
She's a
A good look,
All
babe.
right.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
I would like, all I need from my friends is acknowledgement. I just needed her to acknowledge that there was a difference, because it hurt not just me, it hurt Chris, because Chris also considered Robin a friend.
Okay. In the here and now.
So that she was talking about actually Robin there. So that wasn't the scene where she was talking about the father, but still
Right.
it was an opportunity for Giselle to say, listen, okay, you're crying. I understand. Some people are saying that the cry angle comes out too much. Y'all mad when Candace yell, y'all mad when she cried. Make
They
up
just
your
don't
mind.
like her. They just don't like her. And that's just the type. Candace does not seem like the type that wants to cry on camera. She always, presents herself as this strong black woman who can do anything under the sun. And so she doesn't come off as a vulnerable type person. But when she takes the moment to allow her emotions to flow, I appreciate that because she's being real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I did not like Giselle saying, laughing at the tears. I thought that was very, very immature. And listen, this tit for tat stuff, it's not going to help build no relationships. It's not going to help heal no relationships. It's just going to continue the mess.
Right. And I think that's why Candace left, because she needs to protect her energy. And I can't respect that anymore. I can't.
I still think her and Robin were let go because I was really watching the reunions, and
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Andy. And
Mm-hmm.
when they were having some of these conversations, because again, Andy is trying to mend relationships with the girls. And if you watch this season, this reunion episode 2, watch it again, the reunion. Watch Andy as he's talking to Ashley and he's talking to Robin. And you're gonna see, I mean, when Andy makes his little scrunch face, like, oh, to me, that that is a process of, okay, I'm thinking, well, how are we gonna handle this? So I think maybe, and even if Candace did, step away, it's good. Or if she was let go, maybe it's for the better as well.
I think
Um,
so too. But
yeah,
I also think that Candace refuses to act as though she wants to fix things with Giselle,
right,
but
right.
Giselle is not willing to attempt to put any effort into fixing things. So therefore, Candace has given up. So I understand if that might be Andy's reason for letting her go, if that is the case, allegedly. However, I don't blame Candace for not moving on her stance on Giselle. Giselle is a hateful, evil woman, period, point blank. That's what she gives us. If that's not her in her regular life, so be it. I'm so glad that that's not her, but that's what she presents to us as the viewers, and that's all we can go off of.
That's what you're giving them, Giselle. That's what you're giving the folks. I can't even protect you, Giselle, because of that one scene where you laughed when you had a moment to just stay silent. You did
Right.
not need that moment, Giselle. We already know you're an actress. We already know you're famous. You didn't need that extra. So you lost a few. You lost a few of us in
And
that moment.
And one last thing I wanted to cover before we move on to Summer House. I love the fact that Chris addressed the questions that Andy asked him concerning that supposed alleged affair that happened, and he said never met her, nothing happened. It is what it is. And then the fact that he was very absolute in his point of view concerning that, and that's how you address lies. You don't give it anything, and so he gave it nothing, and I appreciated that. What were your thoughts on his comments concerning those questions?
As far as Chris,
Yes.
yeah, Chris came across to me too harsh. I understand
Hmm.
Chris is still upset. I understand Chris
He
is
is.
is still hurt because remember they were all friends.
Hmm.
So I think Chris, to me, and it may not be the view and opinion of others, but to me he came across too harsh, and he showed Giselle that he's still angry with her by that comment.
Oh
The
yeah.
way I do my tactic and the way I run my life, if I'm mad at you, you probably won't know.
Hmm.
You probably won't know unless I want you to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I at that point, and that's why I say Chris wanted her to know he was mad at her and he behaved that way. Now the Grand Dame, she is kind of like the way I move. I could be I could be so angry at you, but man, sitting in a room, you would probably never know.
Yeah.
I could hug on you, how you doing? And some people say they call it fake. No, I call it being professional and being a
Yes.
grown woman.
Right.
Being a grown woman.
Exactly.
Because what will happen is your viewers and your observers that are around you are not looking at Giselle like she the bad when they looking at you sometimes, like your behavior.
But I think the,
So,
the the depths that Giselle has gone in the past, that has to go out the window for at least Candace and Chris. That has to in any type of consideration or favor goes out the window when Giselle conducts herself the way that she conducts herself. So
yeah.
I understand why you feel that way about Chris, but I agree with his energy towards her. I probably
And
have
that's
the
what
same
I said.
energy as well.
And that's what I said. I know there were people that, agree to that, and I'm okay with that. I just say,
Hmm.
as for me, I move in a different way.
Yeah.
And it could be because, I deal with so many tenants and stuff like that. I don't need them knowing I'm mad because then they react, their
Right.
reaction. So I
Exactly.
always got to keep it calm and cute.
Yes.
um, DAKS84. Hey, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. They put in the chats here. Chris had the right energy. He lost his job because of the allegations. We live in the Me Too time, and she alluded to SA. Now, I'm glad
Agreed.
you put this comment up here because we're going to have that conversation if we can, Jonathan, real quick. A lot of people were saying that Giselle, it wasn't SA. I think we had that conversation last week as well.
We did.
Just real quick, the illusion, and I'm glad you put that word in there. She alluded to
Hmm.
essay. And again, you got to be careful with your actions. Giselle is a grown woman. I think Giselle
Hmm.
knew exactly what she was doing. I think she knew
Exactly.
exactly what she was insinuating. I think she
Hmm.
knew exactly what she was alluding to. And
What
why?
saying the word
Story.
sneaky link, saying the
Yeah,
word sneaky link is not an illusion. Okay, that's
there
something
you go.
pertinent, and that is something direct. That is a clear allegation. Clear
Yeah.
allegation.
Yes, yes. So, you ladies, y'all got to be careful here. All for a TV show, and then you mad, you like Robin, you mad because people coming at you, and you come on now, y'all. You do this to yourself, and you're absolutely right. DAKS 84. He did. He was okay to say, "Listen, I lost my job," and we all know Chris done had about 9,000 jobs on the show. So for him, he need to keep one. So
Okay.
I get it. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate you. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
You for being here. Okay, Jonathan, one more, and then we'll go on to you. Lady Virgo say, yes, he shut Robin, Giselle, and Andy down.
Yes, he did.
But I do agree with you, Regina. He came off too harsh, even with Andy, the boss. Yeah, that part. That part.
With Chris feeling the way he feels, I cannot blame him at all. I really can't. I really can't. When you're in that situation, honey, when you're in that situation and your emotions are just going at 10,000, the all the favor and consideration just goes out the window. I get it, but I understand the way that it looks on TV. It looks like you're feeling, and I think that's why he wanted to do that in that way so that they know what time it is.
Yeah. DAKS 84 said Giselle said she grabbed Ashley's friend behind, which he didn't. Yeah, all
Mm,
this false allegation with these people, a mess.
yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, Jonathan, let's roll it on over to Summer House, Martha's Vineyard.
Yes, let's do
Ooh,
it. Not a lot happened on this particular episode, but I wanted to touch on the subject of Phil. Now we all remember Phil. He came in, one night in the last season, and he did a number two in Nick's bathroom. Didn't flush it.
child.
He got in almost got into an altercation with Amir. He called Preston soft. For not wanting to have drinks or go to the pool or something of that nature. He got into it with Bria. He got into it with almost everybody in the place. And so I believe it was Bree and Shannon that wanted to invite him. But the fact that almost everyone said that they didn't want him there, I agreed with that because I would not want him
I
there
wouldn't
either.
want him
And
there.
for him to say on the phone with Bree and the other girl, he's a grown man. Why is he feeling that way? Well, when you do that to another grown man, they don't want to be in your presence. Period, point blank. And I don't understand why he feels that way. And he says he's a different person. Honey, that was only 12 months ago that you were acting a fool. So to think
Thank
that you have
you.
grown and changed when we all know that adults typically do not change their nature, I wouldn't believe that for a second, for a millisecond. What did you think of everyone's choice not to have Phil come back?
Child, I agree with all of them. And let me tell you,
Agree.
I almost cried with Preston when he went
Mm,
outside and cried.
yeah.
I agree that Phil, not right now, maybe next season. But right now, no, Phil, don't come back. You messed up because you came in real hot.
Hmm.
That
Real
time
hot.
you came in with your head, your big head on. You came in, you thought you was all of that, and there's still some feelings there.
Hmm.
So, and then I would think that Phil even apologized to any of the guys or any of the people.
He didn't
And now
apologize to anyone.
see, and the cameras are rolling, and now you want to come back, Phil? No, not right now. Not right now. So no, uh-uh. I agree with them.
And
However, I do think it was a double standard because they want to bring the other young lady back that what's her name? What's this little girl?
Bree,
That
they
Bria,
want to bring back Mariah.
right. They want
Hmm.
to bring her back. Um, let me see. Let me
Now,
get into
Mariah,
it real quick. Go ahead,
okay.
Jonathan.
I was going to say Mariah only had conflict with one person in the house. Well, two people in the house. It seemed like she had issue with Alex, if I'm not mistaken, as well as Bria. But I understand why Bria would not want Mariah there. I really do get that because Mariah did sort of kind of push her when they had that issue about the dog's clothes being in her laundry as well. So I understand why Bria feels the way that she feels, but she eventually said, "Go ahead, and let her come. That's okay." But I think that her initial reaction to that news, her getting up off of the couch and walking away, is how she really feels concerning
Of
that issue.
course. Yeah, Brie will do a walk away all the time. She will walk away. I hope somebody do a song, like a gift with a song, to her, because she will walk away. And you know what? At first I was mad because she kept walking away.
Hmm.
And then I thought about it. And I said, you know what? That's probably not a bad thing because she's
It's
not
not.
exploding at the table.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
I see
then
that as her protecting her energy. That's what I see that
right,
as.
she picked up little Milo and they off they go. So I'm not mad at it, but I do have to say now Brie is not one of my favorites, but I do have to say this. I have to agree with Brie as far as, she's okay with um letting Mariah come back, but you guys don't want Phil to come back.
Yeah.
And even though Mariah did not do the magnitude of hurt that Phil did, it
Hmm.
is still the thought of, one for the other. So I might have to side with Bree on that part. But again, if it was up to me, I just say neither one of them come back right now. Let them come next season. Let both of them sit out a whole season.
I don't see any reason for Mariah to come back, to be honest. She was on like maybe 3 or 4 episodes of the first season, and she still didn't catch my eye. She really brought nothing to the show, at least in my opinion, because she was such an outsider. She had her own thing going on. She wanted to have this meeting outside, this whole ritual type of thing that was going on. Like she's so different, sort of like Ashley from 90 Day Fiance. She's not to say that she's a witch, but she's just a different type of girl. So
She was
I
mad
would.
they didn't do that spiritual thing out there. She was
Yes,
mad.
she was. So I don't see any reason for Mariah to come back, but I understand why they had no issue with her coming back as compared to Phil, who created so many issues last season.
Oh, Phil came in hot. He was litty lit. I don't even think he could get any more lit. But one thing I can say about Mariah that I was enjoying was her conversation about her son. She's
Yes,
the one that had the son, so I was enjoying
right.
that, and I was enjoying some of the spirituality lessons that she was trying to learn or teach us, so forth. But unfortunately, listen, there's a whole bunch of people in that one house, and I just listen, Jonathan. I would have had to get me a Airbnb somewhere, a little hotel, a little overlive or something. Because I listen, especially when it's time for me to go to bed. Lady Virgo said this. She said, "But JoJo, that's his wife, though." Talking about Chris, that's his
Okay,
wife,
yeah,
boss. That's his wife, boss. So I guess she's saying Chris should tone it down because that is Adam. Andy is her boss.
that's true.
And DAKS84 said, "I love this episode, and they still brought drama." And they also said, because I'm not sure, male, female, I'm sorry. DAKS 84 said Mariah should be allowed back because Amir started it with the laundry and Summer pushed Bria harder than Mariah did, and she is there.
Mm, yeah,
Oh, so Bria did push Mariah. Yeah,
yeah,
Summer pushed Bria. I mean, Summer
yeah.
did. Yes, that's
Hmm.
right. You're right. You got a point. So also, DAKS84 said Phil making that comment proves he's not changed. He should have been apologetic. He
Yes.
was toxic and got into it with everyone in the house within a few hours. Now, when you say apologetic, you have to look at who his friends are. His friend is Bria. How often does Bria really apologize? Bria waits for an apology to come her way before she gives one. That's what
Right.
I've seen. Hence, Preston is like, okay, walk away. Preston is like, next time she walk away, I hope she walk away off the island.
Okay. Yes. Preston keeps it real. Keeps it real. Yes.
So yeah, Phil should have been, but we don't know what Phil has been saying to these two off camera. So I don't know. The other thing I want to talk about, unless you're going to go to another thing, Jonathan, was Jasmine and this airline ticket.
Yes. So Bria found out that Jasmine got Mariah's ticket. So Bria came to the conclusion that Jasmine had made the decision that Mariah was going to come, whether they had a conversation concerning her coming or not. So I understand why Bria would have that reaction, especially since they're supposed to be so close. But they haven't seemed to be close this season. To at least to be at least not like the way that they were on the first
No.
season.
Mm-mm.
But I understand why Bria had that reaction because it's like, oh, so you must be the queen of the castle. Then you must make all the decisions. It doesn't matter what we think or what we decide as far as her coming here or not. So, and that's the part that I missed. I didn't see the actual dinner where they discussed it. But what did you think of Bria's reaction to that?
Again, I'm not a Brie fan, but y'all making it hard for me because the girl was right.
Yeah,
You
she was.
already bought the ticket, Jordan, and then production gonna get a screenshot of the day, and it was 5 days before you actually had the conversation. Let me tell you, that was messy, Jasmine. That was really messy. Here's the thing: I understand Jasmine when she said, well, I bought the ticket. Yeah, I bought the ticket, but I could always cancel it. But the thing is, Jasmine, it looks like you were hiding it, which you were. You were hiding it
Hmm.
allegedly, and you probably what Jasmine was thinking is, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy this ticket, and I'm gonna talk to them and ask them if you can come, and I'm gonna get a discount because we all know if you buy your ticket in advance, you're gonna get a little discount. Then you buy the day of.
Absolutely.
So she probably was like, I'm gonna do that, but then if they don't let you come, then I'm gonna have to cancel it. But the problem is she bought it and didn't tell them. Now what Jasmine should have done was she should have said, listen, I bought her ticket in advance, but however, if you guys said no, I would easily cancel it and get my money back. But the reason why I did it is because of the discount. Y'all
Hmm.
know I'm out here trying to make money, and Silas is out there and he may not want me to spend a whole bunch of money, whatever. But let them
Right.
know, because she did not let them know. It makes her come off as that she was sneaky.
Right. That's the advantage of being upfront about all of the decisions that you make in front of everyone. So it
Mhm.
doesn't give anyone room to think that you did something behind someone's back, which
Right.
that's what it made it look like. It made it look like she did that behind everyone's back. And she had already made the decision that Mariah was coming, whether y'all like it or not.
Well, Aaron said, I love Jonathan rapping 90 Day into the other reality TV. Okay, DAKS84 says female. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. My apologies. I don't want to come off rude. Nowadays, you get in trouble for asking people there, but I just don't
Yeah.
want to say the wrong thing about somebody. So DAK is 84. She said, that's true about Bria. She never apologizes. No.
No, she
And
doesn't.
that's
She
one thing that
doesn't.
Preston, has an issue with her.
But I will admit, Bria is doing so much better this season than she was last season. She has not really annoyed me this season, and it's allowed me to enjoy Milo 100 million times more. I love seeing Milo on
I
the
love
screen.
Milo.
I love it.
Listen, if Bria don't come back and y'all bring Milo Smith, somebody pick up Milo, put him on the
Okay.
plane.
Okay. Why did I love seeing Alex just carrying Milo like that was
Oh
his
my God.
own dog? Like I love that. I really
Yes.
did.
The best that he could have.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And to see Milo in his confessional, that was so cute. That was
Wait,
so cute.
watch what happens live. Bria was on with Shanice on Watch What Happens Live, and she did not have Milo on stage. But Andy, you know how he does a little clip thing that he says, Shady Milo would like to ask you this, and they had a little cartoon looking thing, and
Yes.
it Milo. It was so cute. Oh my goodness. Lady Virgo said, Aaron D, I think I'm coming down with a little cold or something, but otherwise I'm doing okay. Thanks so much for asking. Thanks so much for asking me. Listen, I left this up because my daughter came in today this morning and said she wasn't feeling well. You guys, there is cold and flu season still going around. Y'all
Mhm.
go out there, get your emergency, your little tablet stuff or whatever, put it in, come on now, y'all get yourselves together because the cold and flu season is still out there, you guys. All right.
Right.
My daughter came in and she's like, Mom. I'm like, okay, wait, let me go to let me go to the cabinet, girl. And I gave her a whole bunch of stuff. Put this, do this, and do that, and all this.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. And she also said, Lady Virgo said, that's too funny, Aaron. The two shows all in one and stuff. Thank you, Aaron. She said, I would pray for you, Lady Virgo. I love it. I
Yes, we're
love
praying for you too, girl.
Let's go back real quick to Preston going outside as Amir was cooking and he's crying.
Hmm.
Can we address that, because I think
Yeah.
sometimes people don't understand the impact of hurt they put on people. To
Right.
them, it may not be to the magnitude that they think, but we can't determine what the magnitude is to somebody else. And I'm glad that they had
Right.
this scene on there because Preston basically he was like, listen, I'm going through so much. And this is why I try and tell friends, when you know your friend, you have an argument with your friend, you don't know what they're going through.
Right.
Sometimes they need a landing place. And I hope
Hmm.
that Bria will watch this back and have a conversation with her friend Preston and say, listen, I didn't know you were going through all that.
Right.
My apologies. We're supposed to be friends out here with each other. And instead you're imposing more hurt. Nobody really that I seen is asking him about, how he's feeling. He had a funeral for his dad and he wasn't even invited.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
I have to admit this, Regina. Initially, when I saw him crying, I was like, why is Preston crying about this? Like, Phil's not coming. It's okay. I didn't understand. But then in the next second, he said, the fact that he called me soft, it brought back
Yeah.
a lot of memories of all the people who had such negative things to say about me. And when you have people who discriminate against you, no matter what level it's on, of course, he didn't use the F word, which is a very defamatory word that
Mhm.
people use, but you still use a word that is defamatory towards you and your nature and your character. You're never going to forget that, and you will not want to be in that type of person's presence ever again. I do never want to see my bullies ever again in life. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care how they're living. It doesn't matter. It's not my business. I don't need to be in their space. And so I'm so glad that they had that scene where they showed his emotions, and then he was able to back it up with the reason why he was so emotional is because when you have people who come up against you, you don't want to be in their presence at all. And I completely understand that 100%.
And I think that Preston was talking not only from friends bullying him, young friends when he was younger, but I think also his family. I think
Yes.
maybe, and I'm guessing, and I'm wondering. I wonder if his dad ever called him that same word, and maybe that is also why the impact was so hard on him. Because again, remember, Preston is still going through all this, knowing that his father passed away, his funeral, they weren't invited, and all that. And so all these old wounds are coming up, and maybe that's why that hit him so hard. And so if Phil's gonna come back around, Phil's gonna have to really do some real damage control when it comes to Preston. He's gonna have to get educated. And I was so glad
Yes.
because I forget the name of the book, but on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happened Live, if you guys remember the book, let me know. The bartender had the very colorful jacket on. He wrote a book and he said it's like a guide or book regarding the LGBTQIA plus community, what to say, what not to say, and so forth.
Hmm.
And it was on the episode where Shanice and Bree was on
Okay.
this past episode. I think a lot of people need to get educated on
Yes.
what is right to say and what is not right to say. And
Hmm.
that's why I asked DAKS84, my apologies, because
Right.
we don't want to offend intentionally. And so
Exactly.
we don't want to offend unintentionally.
Right.
But if we can get more education on it, we can understand that we can help some people. Now, some people may say, well, why I got to go through all that? Well, a lot of people from the LGBTQIA plus community have endured so much hurt
Right.
and so much pain.
Hmm.
One little thing to you may be simple, but it could bring up a lifetime of hurt from them. So the loving thing to do is respectfully have the conversation and say, if I say anything that is wrong, please forgive me. I think that's the conversation that Phil needs to have with Preston, because that'll add some healing, especially if it comes from Phil and it's heartfelt and meant and it's real. I think
Yeah.
that's the way Preston and Phil can mend at least a little bit.
Right. But it has to be genuine. And I don't
Genuine.
know that Phil is in that space to be genuine with someone when he seems to only be thinking of himself. So that's why I
Mm,
think it is best that Phil stay far, far away from this group.
yep, he probably does until he can get some real learning, and some more maturity. And that's gonna come with the people that he's hanging around also.
Right.
For
Yeah.
them to be able to tell him, listen, bro, you didn't come in right, and you need to change. And I think he said, if I'm not mistaken, that he has matured or something, or whatever. I don't know, something.
He said that he's changed. He said that
Change.
he said that he's changed, but I don't believe it whatsoever. I do want to also
Yeah.
mention Nick, at the beginning of the episode, he approached both Summer and Jordan concerning his handsiness when it comes to him being a little bit under the influence. And,
Yes.
they had to tell him that, you're a bit handsy. And they explained to him, it's not weird, it's not awkward, it's not disrespectful, it doesn't feel like SA. We just notice it. We notice what you're doing. And they didn't actually say it to him, but they were trying to say, you're in a relationship, so you got to watch what you're doing, sir, because what you're doing it on camera. So just think twice before you reach out your hand to my backside while I'm twerking in front of you. Okay.
Can I tell you how much I love that the guys in their basement had this conversation with him?
Yes.
These are true friends.
Right.
Look
Yes.
out for your boy. Most
Hmm.
people, they would be like, oh, we just gonna talk about him and we gonna, help him out. These guys, that was a great example.
It was.
Okay, let's talk to our guy. Let's have the conversation and let's help our guy. Let's teach him. And not only does he have to be careful because he's on television, but he's got to just be careful in life.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
whether he has a girlfriend or not, he has to just be careful because again, you don't know somebody's past. And even like Jordan said on the first season, she's very, because of what she went through, people come around and touch her and so forth and call her certain names. That's why she got mad at Phil,
Right.
because the way he was communicating with her, because it brought up some things that that she had dealt with in the past. So I'm glad that the boys had that whole conversation with your boy. And also, I am so proud of Nick that he went upstairs and had the conversation.
Immediately.
Come on now,
Immediately.
that part. He was like,
Okay.
I'm not letting the sun go down on my wrath. I'm getting up here and I'm gonna talk to my friends.
Exactly. And that shows the true sign of friendship and a true sign of a real man who takes care of his business and
Come
nips
on.
it in the bud immediately. That's something that my father would always say, nip it in the bud. Go ahead and take care of it because you don't want it lingering over your head. No, we are all grown people, so we take
Right.
care of business. And that's what he did. And I'm so proud of him as well.
And he did it so respectfully too.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
because you
So
can tell he was concerned about it. When Phil would never ever be that way. That's such a stark difference between Nick and Phil. Although they seem like they might be similar, but no, Nick understands how his actions might have felt towards the people he was doing it towards. So he addressed them immediately, and that's
mhm.
what we do as grown folks. We address the
Grown,
issues head on.
grown move, Nick. Come on, Nick. Yes, bravo.
Hmm.
He was pacing. Poor baby was pacing. Jonathan, I went to praying, even though the show was recorded. I went to praying. Oh, please let Nick, please let Nick do this well. But I loved how the girls were respectful to him as well. They didn't,
Considered his feelings. They
Mhm.
really were considerate of his feelings.
Yes. Yeah, that was I love that they did that. And maybe he'll take that and he'll learn. Can we talk about Noelle trying to date Alex?
I'm here for it. I really am. To me, I see it as innocent flirting. To be honest,
Really?
I don't think Noel is actually interested in Alex, like in real life. But I think he's just because, Summer did say that Alex said he's still in his F boy era or his F boy thing. So he's really not interested in settling down right now. So I think Noel sees that as an opportunity to have a little fun. So she's going to entertain it. And I can't blame the girl.
Well, I think she actually does have some feelings for him.
She might. She might. What makes you think
She
that?
does. I think she does have some feelings for him. I think she cares for him because remember when the other cute guy came? What's her name? Shanice's friend came.
I can't remember, but I do remember he was fine. Okay,
Okay.
that's that's all I do remember. But he came in. I said, "Oh, Amir got some competition. Oh, what do we have here, honey?" Okay, yes,
He's had these two guys that come to the party, and they were having this party in the backyard in the rain and all that with the
in
soap
the rain.
with the soap suds and the pool and all that. And this cute guy came, and Shanice was like, "No, I don't have nothing to do with him. I don't hook up with him. He's just my friend." And so Noelle started kind of flirting with him. And
Hmm.
in the pool and so forth or whatever. So then Alex was looking at them, the camera crew, they kept cutting back to Noelle, like, oh, like he looking like, what's going on?
Right.
So then the next day, they went out to party, and Noelle and Alex went outside to sit down and talk. And Noelle was basically saying, hey, she liked him. She wanted to have, a relationship with him, basically. And Alex was like, no, I think, we best as friends. I think we just gonna leave it at this. And then in his confessional, he was like, I had a relationship with Summer, and she's Summer's friend, and I don't want to be in the mess.
Right.
But I think, y'all let me know in the chats what y'all think. I think that Alex was happy to put her down because she was flirting with the guy in the pool. That's what I think.
I can see that. That seems like the way that Alex might move in a situation like that. Alex, although he comes off as extremely mature, he
Yeah.
has very immature moments
Mhm.
where he shows, kind of his F-boy tendencies. So that didn't
Woo!
surprise me whatsoever. I didn't actually see that portion of the show, but I'm surprised that Noelle would actually approach Alex and say,
Yeah,
maybe we can get something going. But
yeah.
something tells me they will still end up getting it in regardless of what they say on camera. I'm sure they'll probably end up doing it either
And
way.
and you know what? And I'm gonna get in these comments over here. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all want to continue to discuss here. Noelle, I watched her. She is like totally. She was like when she was at that sit down with Alex. She was totally like different. She wasn't like the bubbly. She was like, I really do like it. And I was like, she
She
was
was
kind of
serious.
yeah. And I was like, oh
Mm,
my God, she does like Alex. But that's not the first time. Now, she also said that I think they went out to the store or something, and she came in, and Alex didn't go, but she came back and she said, I bought you this because I wanted to kind of make up with you because I know
hmm
you saw me flirting with the guy in the pool, and I didn't want to make you feel bad. And so she gave him this package. And she said, I know you're vegan, so I gave you this. And he said, well, I really don't eat tofu, but I guess it's the thought that counts. So she
mm,
was thinking of him when she went out there. And she also said when they were sitting down, something to the tune of, well, you could date whoever you want, or you can be with whoever you want, but I just want to let you know that, I kind of don't feel good about it or something, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I, I don't know, Noelle. I don't know why you coming for him. She's such a pretty girl. I would have thought she would came in there already with somebody on her arm. So
right.
I
And
don't
and
know.
it's kind of surprised me a little bit that she would want to go for Alex, but he's literally the only single heterosexual man
The
in the
only
house. So her options are very few. Okay, only one. Okay, only one option to get down with. So I get it.
that's it. That's it. And listen. Alex is holding on to Milo. So,
Okay, ciao.
so DAKS84 said, I understood Preston's feelings, and Bria should have asked him why he felt so strongly.
Right.
That's
When
right.
that's your friend, you check up on him, and she didn't do that.
There you go. There you go. And Amir was there, cooking the food. Amir, I mean, I would have wanted Amir to put that dang on cleaner down or lighter fluid or whatever and go over there and hug your boy. I know you
Yeah.
ain't already, but at least
But
he was
he
listening.
engaged in the
He was listening.
conversation though. And that's what I appreciate about Amir. Amir is being a better friend to everyone else than everyone else's friend is being to them. Like Amir is a great guy, and
Yeah.
that's why I appreciate him so much.
I say he was listening. I really would have I
hmm
would have loved to see a hug in the moment though. I really would have loved to see that. So
Pe-
Lady Virgo said,
people have their boundaries, so I get it. Maybe that's just not his thing.
that's true. Thank you, Jonathan. See, continue to learn, people. Continue to learn.
Yeah.
Later, Virgo said, I'm going to drink me a cup of ginger tea with lemon and honey after the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Sounds like a
Get it ready
plan.
because we have a 90 Day Fiance coming up.
Yes.
At 7:30. We have that coming up at 7:30. So DAKS84 said, remember Preston said his dad said to him, I didn't raise you to be gay. And
hmm
Preston responded, you didn't raise me at all. There you go. There,
Right. We brought
who
that up
knows?
last week.
Who knows what type of language
hmm
that Preston had to deal with? And
And
she
he may
also,
not be revealing all of the language that he used just to have respect for his father who is now deceased. So
right.
we don't know the extent of their relationship in any way, shape, or form. So yeah.
And respect for himself and his hurt that he dealt with too.
And the rest of his family as well, because what his father does reflect on the family at the same time.
Yeah, DAKS 84 also said, I don't trust Phil to not say anything ignorant.
Okay.
I know. Also, she said, you didn't offend me, and I appreciate you asking. Oh, thank you.
Wonderful. Yes, we
Not
cross
meant
all
to
our we dot all our I's and cross all of our T's here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, honey.
Yes, we
Okay.
do. And then we put a heart.
Yes. Yes. A blue one. A blue one. Blue heart.
Blue one. Hey, Michelle, thank you for being
Hey,
here. She's like, hey,
Michelle.
yo. And Lady Virgo is laughing at something you said, JoJo. She's like cracking up. Thank y'all for being so nice in the chat. Michelle GM said, Alex with great pleasure, put her down. That's what I think, Michelle. I think he was so happy because, first of all, the night before, you all in the pool with the pool boy, and now the pool boy going home, and now you coming over here talking about you want to have something with me. I think he was like, great moment. No, we could just be friends.
Alex got a little bit of petty in him, just a
Petty.
smidge of petty in him, and that's okay. You know, we all got it.
Petty. Okay, so Michelle GM said, honestly, I did not understand Noel's sit down with Alex. Alex, I think she liked him like that. She said, I didn't think she liked him like that. Right. I was surprised too, a little bit, but I had been seeing some of the signs when she was in the kitchen talking to him and stuff. So I've been seeing some of the signs.
And it seems like she's a lot more like Summer than she's willing to admit to.
Ooh, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Noelle embarrassed herself. She's interested and made a fool of herself this episode. Ooh.
That is true. That's.
What about real quick, Jordan and Summer arguing in the car. Now, Jonathan may have missed that part. That
Yeah,
was
I missed it.
Jonathan and not Jonathan, Jordan and Summer were in the car arguing. And basically, Summer feels like Jordan doesn't give her the opportunity to really speak or so forth. She feels like her voice isn't heard. She feels like Jordan can get mad and everybody gives Jordan a pass. But when Summer gets mad, they don't give her a pass. So she feels like there's a double standard. So she's mad with Jordan. And they're in the car just arguing. And then at the end, they get out of the car and she slams the door and she goes inside. And Preston and Alex are sitting in the car like, with Jordan. And Jordan is like, I think Summer, we need to find out what's going on with Summer.
Something ain't right with her, and I'm not liking to see it because I like to see her as the free, happy-go-lucky woman who keeps on her clothes, unlike the other girl who likes to be naked all the time. But something about Summer that is true with her that she's not revealing to us on camera that seems to be kind of coming out now. So
something is off. Shanice also said on Watch What Happens Live, alluding to she and Summer are not even friends.
It doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all.
DAKS 84 said, Michelle GM, too right. I was like, why is Noelle acting like they are in a relationship and was a huge red flag? Yeah, she was acting like she basically kind of told him like, okay, Alex, you can date whoever you want. I just want you to know, this is the way I feel. And I'm like, why are you trying to give away permission to date?
Isn't that so similar to the way that Summer reacted to Alex? Like, it's the same thing. The same thing.
DKS 84 says Summer is still pressed and she sabotaged Noelle by telling Noelle to approach him.
I didn't even consider that, but that could be very true. That could be very true because she knows how Alex is going to react to her saying that. So, yeah, child, I didn't even think about that.
Summer's setting everybody up. Thank you, Michelle. She said exactly, Regina. And last two comments. DAKS 84 said, dating in New York is rough no matter how beautiful you are.
I can only imagine.
And Michelle said, that part, Jonathan, that part. Well, you guys, this has been our reality chat about Martha's Vineyard, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, and Real Housewives of Potomac. We invite you to continue to comment and continue the conversation in the comment section if you're watching this on the replay. Remember, all of you that are watching this live, to hit that thumbs up on this video, hit that share button on this video. Y'all, come on, take this link, copy and paste it, and text it to all your friends if you have to. But let them know that we're here. All right, we're going to be right back with our 90-day fiance chat with Dustin, Aaron, and Jonathan from JoJo Speaks right back here at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much. I'm going to have Jonathan give us some closing thoughts before we get out of here. And I want to thank you all for viewing and for putting your comments in the comment section. Jonathan, what's our
Right.
closing thoughts for these two shows and these people?
All it takes for some understanding is a little bit of effort. So put in the effort, and you'll learn so much more than you could ever expect to learn when you attempt to educate yourself on people that are not like you. So put in the effort. Please put in the effort.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And right before the church doors closed, Joseph Durrell came in. Joseph!
Joseph.
He said, hey, beautiful people, how are we on today? Like and share now. You didn't listen? Here's your second chance. Like and share. Thank you.
Okay, don't get to those 3 strikes, y'all. Okay.
Oh, I love me some Joseph. He is too cute. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you, Michelle. She said, see y'all shortly. Thank you.
All
And
right, Michelle.
DA84 said, I don't blame Alex, though. Noelle came at him crazy. She might be
Yeah,
worse than summer. Oh, worse than summer?
she could be. She could be.
Oh, tell. And she also said real quick, Jordan is a friend to no one. She is not a girl's girl at all. Ooh,
I picked up on that last season.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, you guys. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to be back next week, Monday, same time. Remember to click that notification bell and come on back here. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel. See y'all on the next one.
Bye, y'all.